A comparative study of magical realism in different cultures. Magical realism is a literary genre that combines elements of magic with the real world, blurring the lines between what is real and what is not. It is a fascinating genre because it often deals with cultural themes and beliefs, providing readers with an insight into the cultural background of the author. In this article, we aim to explore the comparative study of magical realism in different cultures. Magical realism has its roots in Latin American literature, with the earliest examples seen in the works of Jorge Luis Borges and Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The genre gained popularity in the 1960s and 1970s, with writers from other parts of the world incorporating elements of magical realism into their works. Today, the genre is widely recognized, and many writers have used it to tell their story. As mentioned earlier, magical realism deals with cultural themes and beliefs. In Latin American literature, it is linked to the region's history of colonization and slavery. The genre often explores the cultural beliefs and practices of indigenous people and Afro-Latinos, who have historically been marginalized by white colonizers. In the works of Marquez, for example, readers can see the influence of indigenous myths and legends, which often feature magical elements. In contrast, the magical realism found in the works of African writers tends to reflect the African cultural worldview and spirituality. African magical realism explores the idea of interconnectedness and the idea that everything in the universe is interconnected. It often involves the use of magical or spiritual elements to heal a broken community or to convey important messages. One notable example of African magical realism is the works of Nigerian author, Ben Okri. In his novel, The Famished Road, Okri explores the African belief in the coexistence of the spiritual and material worlds. In Asian literature, magical realism is often used to explore the supernatural or paranormal. In Japanese literature, for instance, magical realism is used to explore the concept of the afterlife and the role of religion in society. Haruki Murakami, a Japanese author, is known for his use of magical realism in his works. In his novel, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, Murakami combines elements of the supernatural with a very realistic portrayal of modern Japanese society. As a result, readers are left with a compelling story that raises questions about the nature of reality and the role of supernatural forces in our lives. In European literature, magical realism is often used to explore existential themes, such as the search for identity and the meaning of life. Unlike in Latin American literature, where magical realism is often used to explore socio-political themes, in European literature, the genre is used to explore the inner lives of characters. In Isabel Allen's The House of the Spirits, for example, magical realism is used to explore the lives of the Truba family in Chile during a period of political upheaval. However, the novel is an exploration of the themes of love, family, and the search for identity. Allen's use of magical realism allows her to delve into the characters' inner lives, exploring their hopes, fears, and desires. Another notable example of magical realism in European literature is the works of Italian author, Italo Calvino. In his novel, Invisible Cities, Calvino uses magical realism to explore the theme of urbanization and its impact on society. Through his portrayal of imaginary cities and the characters who inhabit them, Calvino delves into the complex and often contradictory nature of the human experience. It is important to note that while magical realism is found in different cultures, its manifestations and themes may differ. However, all magical realism shares the common theme of the intersection of the magical and the real. Whether it is used to explore cultural beliefs, spiritual practices, existential themes, or paranormal phenomena, magical realism provides writers with a unique way to tell their stories. Moreover, one of the unique characteristics of magical realism is that it involves the creation of a dreamlike world that is both familiar and unfamiliar. The use of magical elements in otherwise realistic settings adds an element of mystery and wonder to the narrative, captivating readers and drawing them into the story. Furthermore, the use of magical realism allows writers to challenge conventional modes of storytelling and experiment with new narrative techniques. By blending the magical and the real, writers are able to create unique and unforgettable stories that resonate with readers on a deep emotional level. However, it is worth noting that magical realism, like any literary genre, has its critics. Some argue that the genre is too fantastical and disconnected from reality, while others argue that it is often used as a gimmick to cover up a lack of substance in the story. Despite the criticisms, however, magical realism has continued to captivate readers and inspire writers around the world. Furthermore, magical realism has added a unique dimension to the literary world, providing new and exciting ways to explore complex themes and ideas. By blending the magical and the real, this genre has opened up new avenues for writers to express their creativity and to challenge traditional ideas about what literature can be. Magical realism has also been integral in giving voice to voices that have long been marginalized in literature. Latin American magical realism, for example, has given voice to indigenous people and Afro-Latinos who have long suffered under colonial rule. By exploring their history, beliefs and culture through magical realism, these writers have been able to reclaim their culture and inject it into the mainstream. Similarly, African writers have used magical realism to explore themes of spirituality, interconnectedness, and healing in the context of their own culture. Magical realism is a genre that teaches us that reality is not always what it seems. It is a genre that allows us to explore the boundaries between what is real and what is not, and it provides readers with a unique way to experience the world. One of the most interesting aspects of magical realism is its ability to challenge traditional modes of storytelling. By blending the magical and the real, writers are able to experiment with new narrative techniques and create stories that are unforgettable. They can ask important questions about society, culture, and the human experience, and they can convey complex ideas to readers in new and exciting ways. At its best, magical realism can be a transformative experience for readers. It can inspire us, challenge us, and change the way we see the world. It is a genre that transcends cultural boundaries, and it can provide us with a deeper understanding of the many different cultures that make up our world. In the end, the comparative study of magical realism in different cultures serves as a reminder of the power of literature to connect us to one another. And that, perhaps, is the greatest gift of magical realism. In addition, magical realism provides us with a unique opportunity to explore the mysteries of the human experience. By blending the magical and the real, writers can create stories that capture the full depth and complexity of human emotions and desires. They can explore the ways in which we connect with one another, the things that bring us together, and the things that tear us apart. Moreover, magical realism is a genre that has the power to heal. It allows writers to explore the ways in which we can come together as a community to overcome adversity and to heal the wounds of the past. It provides us with a powerful reminder that, despite our differences, we are all connected, and that together, we have the power to create a better world. Finally, the comparative study of magical realism in different cultures shows us how literature can break down barriers and bring people together. It provides us with a unique lens through which we see and explore the world and connect with others. By reading stories from different cultures and traditions, we can gain a deeper understanding of the many different ways in which people experience the world. And in doing so, we can forge new connections and create a more inclusive and compassionate world for all. Thanks for watching.